Okay, so I made this house uh for myself one day, and then I made this house for Roberta. It is our childhood home. Um so I'm just gonna get into it. So our childhood, there was five of us, and we were raised in a two-bedroom house until about 10 years ago. And 10 years ago, we moved to a different house, but this is the one that I remember being raised in up until I was like 17. So, uh, we had a long driveway. In The Sims, it's a little hard to do that. So I just made the short driveway, and then I prioritized the house because I wanted to show it off. So with this, you would walk into the front door, and there would be um, a little walk-in entry. And let me go ahead and go to build mode so that I can, yeah. So then my parents put like wood and stuff right here, and it was always a cluttered entryway. At one point we had like a doghouse right here, um, but it was a small entryway, and then it went straight into like um, here where we always had a writing desk, and then a shoe closet, and then from there we opened up into the living room, which was always about this cluttered. We had blue sofas, and we had a fireplace, and our TV was always in this area somewhere. And then we had like a window bay seating area, kind of. Sometimes we had speakers there, sometimes we didn't. And then we'd go into a dining area. We rarely had a table and chairs right here, but sometimes we did, and then we had a china hut. And then this was like our pantry area, and our kitchen. And my parents had like the old microwave dial kind of deal for a microwave, and it was always next to the fridge, which was like right here. And this looks really spacious in The Sims, but it was really tight in person, because then we had the stove area right here, which it was always super tight right here. I remember that. And then from the kitchen, we would go to a walkway down to the basement, where most of the time my parents slept, because my parents managed to fit 7 people into a 2-bedroom house. So this was what my parents called the sunroom, and for the longest time my oldest brother would sleep in here, and he played video games a lot, so this was like his nook where like he played video games. And there was like an outside kind of a sliding door kind of situation, but it was always closed. It was never open like that. And there was the same situation into the backyard. So then if we went back into the area for going to the basement, there was a door going straight from like the kitchen. There was a door to this bedroom right here, which was at one point all of us resided in this bedroom at some point or other, but eventually it became like my 2 youngest brothers' bedroom, and they had a bunk bed, but sometimes they didn't. It was weird. So we would go out into the hallway, and there would be 2 closets, and then here was a bathroom. This was like the main bathroom. It was a tub and a toilet, standard. And then we go back here, and this was where I shared a room with my sister. It was this colored green, I kid you not. We both had cats, and they hung out with us in here. And I remember there being like 2 windows right here, and like this bushy area outside. And then, so like, to my sister, this one has a bath, because The Sims doesn't have double wide showers, but this was just a double wide shower. It didn't have a tub. And then we always kept our litter right here, and then, yeah. And so if you go back out to the hallway. It goes like that to the living room. And then, I remember there being pillars here, and I couldn't get the format right, but it was like a half wall and then pillars right there. So then we went down to the basement. My parents kept a lot of stuff in the basement, and they usually slept in this corner over here, and they had a TV. I don't have the pack for laundry, but imagine this is a washer and dryer. At one point, the basement had a toilet, and it had a light that looked like this, and it was just basically like this, and it was like that until I was like in, I guess, 3rd or 4th grade, and my parents took it down and like completely got rid of that bath. So like this wall was completely gone by the time we moved out. This was like our water heater and our HVAC system. There were windowsills up in the corners, like I don't know what they're called, but they're like water would get in sometimes, and the basement would be flooded sometimes. And there was like a drain over here. But yeah. When you went outside, there was only one real exit, but sometimes my siblings and I would use this window and we like crawl out onto that shelf, which was super dangerous, but we did it anyway. When you're outside, we had a rock garden, and then we made it to like a real garden. We moved the rocks off to the side, and we had a tree over here. This was our veranda. My siblings and I got a lot of use out of the veranda, and like the walls actually looked like this for the shed back here. So the veranda went to like a kind of patio deal, and then our shed, I just remember being super full of stuff like at all times. And then we had like bikes here and garbage, and we had like a little creek area, and I don't even know where the water came from, but I feel like it was kind of like a retention system, so that because this went a lot farther back than what The Sims gives me. It was on a hill, and so it like all went down the hill into this like little creek area, and then there was like a drainage system over on the side here. And then we had a back shed that was just filled with like lawnmowers and just regular like outdoor stuff. And then we had like a back garden, and we had a swing set, but mostly we just climbed trees and played with our bikes that we had. And then like we lived like kitty corner to like our aunt and uncle, so like if we walked back this way, we had like a path that went in front of here, and then we walked back through here, and then it was really cute. And then the path walked back through here, and we could go to like our aunt and uncle's. So yeah. Berta, if you're watching this, which you should because I made it for you, this is what our house basically looked like. It was very tiny.